One of the things you've mentioned throughout the book as well is this idea of simplicity. And I feel like just talking to you for even half an hour at the moment, I can see how this is something that you would really appreciate, because you strike me as the kind of person who you seem very clear on what it is that you're trying to achieve with your projects. And I mean, the fact that a meditation app broke out halfway through this podcast suggests I'm probably on the money a little bit, but I was lucky enough. I'm friends with I don't know if you know Ryan Nicodemus. He's one half of the Minimalists. I don't know if I call him a friend, but I've spent a little bit of time with him when he was here in Australia. We're associates at the very least, and that came about because I was so fascinated by him and the work that the Minimalists do, and how much they've changed my life, and how much just an approach of simplicity in my own life not only offers like clarity of mind, but also confidence in what it is that I'm actually putting my time and attention towards. And as I was reading, and as I keep reading about this idea of simplicity just coming up in the day-to-day life, I thought, well, it seems as no surprise that these guys are the best in the world, because the first thing that you're going to want to need is at least the clarity that this is what you're actually pursuing. But then and I've never been there, so correct me if I'm wrong, but especially the camps, it looks as though they're tailored towards eliminating a whole heap of just the chaos that day-to-day life can throw at you, so you can be more focused on what it is that you're pursuing. So I guess I was in that long monologue, I guess I'm trying to say, can you speak to the idea of simplicity in the day-to-day life of an elite Kenyan athlete?
Yeah. I mean, I can only speak to what I observed and experienced at Global Sports Communication Training Camp and CapsGap, but surely there is something to be said about the impact on productivity when you remove distractions. And, it's very remote there. So you can't just like run off and do X, Y, and Z because you either don't have the opportunity, it's like not exposed to you, or it just takes a lot of effort to commute somewhere. And in fact, this is something that I mention later in the book, but there is an elite female marathoner at the camp, Sally Chipiego, who said that she really appreciates being there because when she's at home, she has 3 kids. She's not being bombarded by, visitors, be it like family or friends who want to like pop by her house and like, engage in some kind of entertainment. And then like it makes it harder to recover and, get her training done. It's like that. So like when they're at the camp, it's the same thing you would experience when you leave your house and go to an office, except like their office is training. It's like that. Like they're able to focus because they don't have all these other distractions. And so, yeah, that's why they're there 6 days a week. Yeah.
And how are they structuring those days? I imagine like for a Faith Kipyegon and an Ali Kipchoge, the sessions are going to be quite different, and especially the distances that athletes like this are running. But is there a little bit of a scaffold to how Patrick has the daily training life structured?
Yeah, so I can only speak to what I experienced when I would go on. It was either like a Tuesday or a Thursday. So Tuesday was like a track session, and that was actually on site. So the camp, there was a dirt track that was constructed during the pandemic, and so it's short of 400 meters though. So like they would do their track sessions there on Tuesdays. And so like just being there, like showing up and like seeing so many people going this way, that way, this way, that way. It's like Shibuya Crossing in Tokyo. It just kind of makes sense. Everyone's going a different direction and no one gets in the way, and it just kind of makes sense. Because the training sessions weren't just the athletes from the camp. There were people from outside too who would join them. And so, yeah, it was unique to see. But yeah, so on a Tuesday session, everyone is doing something different. There were always multiple groups, following whatever program he had assigned to them. And then on Thursday would be a long run around Kaptagat, and usually there were different groups for that as well, depending on the pace. But I saw Faith do a really long run one day. It was I think it was in December. It was like 40 something K. It was like 40K.
Oh my goodness! Did you watch her 1500 world record the other day?
Yes, I did.